All right, I will wait for people to join. In the meantime, we'll listen to the song. So I am doing this live stream right now because I really need help with Joe's podcast, putting things together. I have all the videos in a Dropbox link. I just need help, like, to get this done quicker. Because as soon as we can get that done, we can move on to having a conversation with him about the Cobain case and Kurt and everything else, regardless of the case. You might notice I have the same laugh as Dennis Quaid. I'm actually related to him and Randy Quaid. I mean, both of them I am. But I need help anyway with Joe's podcast specifically. So if anybody can help with the Joseph Burns Hot Topic podcast, that would be great. If you can comment in the comment section if you're listening, that'd be cool too. Just a second. I spoke with Joe last night. We're just really needing to get the other parts of the podcast done. Racism part 2. And I know most people don't want to hear that, but we have to get through those. And it's good to do good for Joe. He's been through a lot, and he likes this podcast and being able to speak his mind. And so I'd really want to do this for him to make him happy, and hopefully other people can help too in that.
Don't be afraid of your freedom. Freedom. I'm free, do what I want, any old time. I said I'm free, do what I want, any old time. I say love me, hold me, love me, 'cause I'm free, do what I want, any old time. I'm free to be who I choose, any old time.
Yeah, filmmaker is pretty easy. I can send you the Dropbox link right here. One moment. Let's see. So I'll send you what I need done too. Anyone can pick it up and do this if you're able to. Just a sec, I'm copying the URL. There's the link in the comment section. So I just need help with getting this done faster, which would be really, really great if we could do.
the stage. To the cloudy town of hell, you got the nation mindset. It's not so fake, it's evil, maybe in the shadow of the night. It is of paramount importance that I find separation between me and the persona of Steve-O. Why? We have to go back to the beginning of my journey. I didn't get attention from my parents. My dad was a businessman, and my mom suffered from alcoholism.
My father would praise you for stunts, diving headfirst for baseballs.
And he'd give $1. I don't think you have to be Sigmund Freud to imagine that had something to do with becoming an attention whore. That was when I started doing dangerous stunts. I'm Steve-O, and this is the fish hook.
Why stunts?
Growing up, I felt defective, and the thought was I wasn't going to live very long. So I was lashing out at death, taunting it. But I lost my mom in 2003, and that traumatized me more than anything. I'm out of control, broadcasting my downward spiral to 200 influential people in real time.
You were manhandled into a psych ward.
Yeah, this was going to be my legacy, having miserably failed at life. And the toughest thing is that I wanted to make my mom proud.
Stephen Gilchrist Glover, aka once you have played Teddy Forked is
At the same time, very personable, charismatic individuals, but just very alcoholic and a lot of deviance. Then my dad's side of the family is super academic. There's a lot of theologians, clergymen, years ago, as family trees go, every leaf on my mom's family tree is, I think I can pretty safely say, everyone except for my generation, like my cousins, I don't even think dead or dying even counts anymore. I think they're all dead. I think they all died from alcoholism or suicide. Yeah, like it's crazy.
How do you think that impacted you? I mean, just, your mom's lineage.
I think that I had like a really uncomfortable childhood. I think that I have tendencies to be super, super uncomfortable now. Just because I'm like clean and sober doesn't mean that I don't suffer from alcoholism. It could be said that you don't really suffer from alcoholism until you get sober. Because, it's alcoholism's man, depression's how it impacted me. If you're asking how alcoholism impacts me, it's up, and it continues to get up. Like, it continues to maybe get worse even.
Yeah.
It's a progressive illness. You have to like the importance of doing the stuff that sober people do to manage the problems that come up in life. It becomes even more important. I think that alcoholism is just up. It's up, and at the same time, I can say I'm like legitimately grateful to be an alcoholic because as up as it is, alcoholism really is, I think, the only disease where after you get the disease and treat the disease, you end up potentially like better than you were before you even got it. Any other disease, you can only hope to get back to as healthy as you were. Mm-hmm. But with alcoholism, and because of alcoholism, when you treat it, now you can become way better than you were before.
Why do you think you were uncomfortable in your own skin?
I don't know. I think that's a pretty standard trait of alcoholism. One thing I didn't say about alcoholism before is that
I'm super grateful that I have it so bad that I don't have to like wonder if I need to be involved in all of the stuff that sober people do. Because the worst thing would be to kind of have alcoholism. The worst thing would be to have alcoholism just bad enough that it really slows you down, like destroys your potential, like gets in the way of, but it's not so bad that it has to stop. So it just, just years. How many people do I know with just the years slipping through their fingers and they're just blowing it, just wasting everything. Where in my case, I'm so fortunate that I had alcoholism so badly that it had to stop. And thankfully it did. And getting into the solution of alcoholism, treating it. And like I said before, like you have like potential to become better than you were before.
I'm going to turn on the white noise for a bit.
If you're going to commit to it,
I'll wait for Bob and the rest to show up if they do tonight. Wait just a bit more for them.
Bob, are you here yet?
could have just skipped it.
Windows framed by black shutters. It was the middle of July. The dead leaves blanketed the front yard.
No, we're gonna wait for Bob Zombie to hopefully come on here.
Perfume. Side 10. Held the question mark of his index finger in her face. The wet nurse thought it over. She was not happy that the conversation had all at once turned into a theological cross-examination in which she could only be the loser. "That's not what I meant to say," she answered evasively. "You priests will have to decide whether all this has anything to do with the devil or not, Father Terrier. That's not for such as me to say. I only know one thing. This baby makes my flesh creep because it doesn't smell the way children ought to smell." Aha, said Terrier with satisfaction, letting his arms swing away again. You retract all that about the devil, do you? Good. But now be so kind as to tell me, what does a baby smell like when he smells the way you think he ought to smell? Well, he smells good, said the wet nurse. What do you mean, good? Terrier bellowed at her. Lots of things smell good. A bouquet of lavender smells good. Stewed meat smells good. The gardens of Arabia smell good. But what does a baby smell like is what I want to know. The wet nurse hesitated. She knew very well how babies smell. She knew precisely. After all, she had fed, tended, cradled, and kissed dozens of them. She could find them at night with her nose. Why, right at that moment, she bore that baby's smell clearly in her nose. But never until now had she described it in words. Well, barked Terrier, clicking his fingernails impatiently. Well, it's... the wet nurse began. It's not all that easy to say because they don't smell the same all over. Although they smell good all over, Father, you know what I mean? Their feet, for instance, they smell like a smooth, warm stone. Or no, more like curds. Or like butter, like fresh butter, that's it, exactly. They smell like fresh butter.
Bob, you're finally here. Good. Are you able to do any video editing? Come to right here, Bob. This time.
And their bodies smell like a pancake that's been soaked in milk. And their heads up on top, at the back of the head, where the hair makes a cow lick there. See what I mean? Father, there, where you've got nothing left. And she tapped the bald spot on the head of the monk who, struck speechless for a moment by this flood of detailed inanity, had obediently bent his head down. There, right there, is where they smell best of all. It smells like caramel. It smells so sweet, so wonderful. Oh, Father, you have no idea. Once you smell them there, you love them, whether they're your own or somebody else's. And that's how little children have to smell, and no other way. And if they don't smell like that, if they don't have any smell at all up there, even less than cold air does, like that little bastard there, then... well, you can explain it however you like, Father, but And she crossed her arms resolutely beneath her bosom and cast a look of disgust towards the basket at her feet, as if it contained toads. I, Jean Bussy, will not take that thing back. Father Terrier slowly raised his lowered head and ran his fingers across his bald head a few times, as if hoping to put the hair in order, then passed his fingers beneath his nose, as if by accident, and sniffed thoughtfully. Like caramel? He asked, attempting to find his stern tone again. Caramel? What do you know about caramel? Have you ever eaten any? Not exactly, said the wet nurse, but once I was in a grand mansion in the Rue Saint-Honoré and watched how they made it out of melted sugar and cream. It smelled so good that I've never forgotten it. Yes, all right, said Terrier and took his finger from his nose. But please hold your tongue now. I find it quite exhausting to continue a conversation with you on such a level. I have determined that, for whatever reason, you refuse to nourish any longer the babe put under your care, Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, and are returning him herewith to his temporary guardian, the cloister of Saint-Méry. I find that distressing, but I apparently cannot alter the fact. You are discharged. With that, he grabbed the basket, took one last whiff of that fleeting, woolly, warm milkiness, and slammed the door. Then he went to his office.
I really should get this in like a different voice. I'm thinking I want to go over more of Mark Lanigan.
Chapter 43, Psychic Storms, Epiphany, and Rebirth. The next few days were lost in a hazy cloud of phenobarb-induced dreamscape horizons. I was aware of crashing wind and rain, a huge ceaseless storm outside.
Yeah, look back in the chat. It's just basically editing out where Joe stutters or presses the record button.
It's shaking and pounding the bungalow I occupied. I kept having the same dream over and over. Sitting in the chair in the same room where I slept through my kick, it would burst into flames. The walls, ceiling, and floor all at once, engulfing everything in fire, myself included. I woke only to get another dose of meds and go back under. I would come to from time to time and see a plate of food on the stand next to the bed, but would instantly roll over and pass out again. At some point, the nurse made me get up out of bed and get undressed. She put me on a stool in the shower where I sat dry heaving under the hot water for 20 minutes. So weak I was barely able to stay on the chair. Later, I became conscious of someone cutting my hair, but it seemed more like an imaginary midnight movie scene as I was sitting in a lawn chair, unable to lift my head off my chest. Late morning on the 5th day, I lay in bed in total darkness, slightly uncomfortable and unable to sleep all day now that I was being slowly weaned off the meds. There came a light knocking on my door. "Go away," I said. Now a louder knock. "Go away, I'm sleeping." The door opened a crack and a guy stuck his large round head in. "Hey man, how you doing? The nurses told me your story and it sounds a lot like mine. I'm Kenny." I raised up in bed about to go off on this fucking jerk when I saw his profile in the light. He looked familiar, but in a way I couldn't place. "I know you." "Well, yeah, man, I'm a musician too. I was in a band called Autograph." That band name instantly cast my mind back to my high school days. I'd skip sixth period every day to go drink beer and smoke weed at Matt Barnum's house, getting him to listen to cassette tapes of my punk rock records and watching MTV with the sound off. Of all the terrible hair metal videos they aired, the one that particularly drew my ire was Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. I hated it so much that one day it had come on and I'd thrown a full can of beer at my friend's mother's TV set. I especially detested the horrible hammy mugging by the camera-hogging drummer. Now, during arguably the worst stretch of my life, that same dude was actually in my sick room. My mind was blown, the irony too cruel for my brain to process. I begged him to leave, and he finally relented, only to return a week or so later, the beginning of an unlikely friendship between this still over-the-top character and myself. His name was Kenny Richards. After the storm subsided, I was finally able to shake off the imaginary.
I'm sorry, I have to say this. What we need is a community of people. We really need that. Are the A-lister celebrities with their blue checkmark profiles creating that themselves, like Courtney Love? No. All they are doing is showing off their life and what they own, like paintings, etc. Oh, wow. Maybe we should get Sean Atwood's high school. Let's see. Maybe we should get your band member that lived next door to him on here to interview me instead. That'd be great. Yeah, that's why I started this for now. Need someone with it. Because then we could get on to the Kurt Cobain stuff on the show with Joe. And I gotta stop being so lazy. But I really do need some help with it to speed things up. I lost the full edit I did of Racism Part 2. I I know a lot of people may not want to hear that, but we gotta, it's making Joe happy to do this. So let's really get involved with him in doing this. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm supposed to be like doing work more on Joe's pod, but I'm doing all these videos on Kurt. I'm like really, and he even knows it, obsessed with this case and my personal experiences in my life way back in the years, through the years, up to now, especially with Danny and everything that happened. That made it really, really personal in my third dimension life. Oh, but Danny was blamed for being the killer, and then he killed himself. He stopped taking his medicine, his heart medicine, on purpose, would crinkle it around Kat and pretend to take it, and he told everyone he's going to die and fake his death and everything. He knew exactly what he was doing. And I was on video with him, and he was telling me during that week, I don't want to live. I have no reason to live. Nothing's getting better. I'm getting death threats. Right? You got to be careful of who you say is the killer if they're not actually the killer. You might hurt someone that has a heart. Maybe they have a bad background with, the law, but for years he was clean. Like 20 years clean of not having any problem with the law. And he was actually a good person in his older age. Probably even his younger age. And if he did fly Courtney down to Seattle, he didn't know what she was up to. That's why he went the next day thinking, what the fuck happened here? And if he didn't do that at all, then he's just more of a victim. And these people in Hollywood want to abuse a random person. Who killed Kurt only know that he had a heart attack. Danny died naked. He had a sandwich. And I want to say this because it opens up the connection. He left his sandwich in the bathroom, half eaten, and then he laid down on his bed, and he was found on his bed with his body halfway on the bed, naked. And Maisie, his dog, wouldn't leave his side even when the whatever came to take his body away. Oh wow, Bob Zombie. And he even said, Chris Todd, that he had a dream in like the kitchen with Callie trying to be like, hey, you're cool and everything. He said that to me. He didn't say that in an interview, sorry. And Jason Jensen and Chris Todd are still trying to get that out there. And Matthew Ricker, unfortunately, I love that guy. He's awesome, but he's behind those two people doing this as well, unfortunately. It shows Kurt was running away. That reminds me of the dream I had with Kurt and Mark Lanigan, where I was upstairs with Kurt, and he was packing things in the bag, and he looked at me in a shocked way, and suddenly I seen Mark Lanigan on a couch. And then my consciousness traveled down into the living room where Mark was sitting on the couch with his arms crossed in the dark. I guarantee you his spirit's like, who's the motherfucker that found out what fucking happened? Who's the one fucking talking about it in the third dimension like crazy? I'm literally making rattling bones, like waking up ghosts here by revealing all this. The Unsolved Mysteries tips, Tammy Hill, Sunday night, 2:30 a.m., Living Dead. Right, then you woke up. Wow, that was this morning. And so Chris, can you say that again? So Chris was at the house, 171 Lake Washington, and he had a gun, and he was shooting, and Kurt was running, and then you woke up from someone pounding on your window in like a violent way, or something banging on your window like that. That means it's the media in Hollywood. It's like this case is reawakening, and 1994 is coming back to now, and the media sharks are still there. Kurt still has to deal with them, and they're still in his way and everything, and we have to protect him from them by being really strong in spirit and force, and force of spirit and in that state and everything. Yeah, fucking right. We stand up against them. We're going to protect Kurt Cobain, even spiritually. And there's more to life than just paper and objects. There is the spiritual. Kurt is there, and we have to protect him. Even now in 2026, there's people that want to alter the story by altering the timeline. Simply just altering the timeline is altering the story. And getting the eyewitness to agree to put that in his book, that's an asshole move. And even Kurt would be pissed off at someone like Chris Todd doing that. Right? I've had those too, where I'm in his body. Even 2 weeks before the hair arrived, the fireworks went off for New Year's 2021 or something, or 2021. And I woke up and I was in Kurt's body, but it was my body. And in Kurt's voice, I said out loud, "What happened to me?" I'm like, "What happened to me?" Like in a really confused way, thinking the fireworks were like a gunshot. Like he didn't even know what happened to him. And that's why I've spent many days talking to him, being like, "You were killed. You were," like, getting his memory back, Exactly. I seen the 100%. Like, telling him it was Mark Lanigan and Dylan Carlson. There's Unsolved Mysteries tips that came out in 1997, 3 years after they did this to you. Let them know it's real. And Joe Burns, your friend, the eyewitness, no matter what else is being put out there by Courtney to confuse your spirit, Joe Burns, the eyewitness that was there in the basement with you on Sunday, April 3rd, he's seen what happened. And it was Mark Lanigan and Dylan Carlson attacking him, Kurt. And then they moved his third dimension body up to the greenhouse. I talked to his spirit like that in the third dimension way, fourth dimension way, so he understands. Hopefully more so fifth dimension, but the fourth is right next to this dimension we're currently conscious in. That's crazy. Chris was shooting into the grass around Kurt, trying to stop him from running away. So we got to stop the infiltrator, basically, Because Chris Todd told me he had a dream of him being in the kitchens or whatever, speaking with Callie, saying something like, "You're a cool guy" and everything, trying to get on his good side. He told me that on a live chat. A video chat, I mean. On a Zoom call. Hey, you're welcome, Lewis. Miles. Wish it never happened. Hey, Sue. How are you all doing tonight? It sucks. There's a lot of people that liked Mark Lanigan because he's part of the grunge scene. But it's like we gotta pick sides. Do we like Kurt or Mark better? I mean. The trigger puller is Mark Lanigan, who got 50 grand from Courtney Love in 1997. And also in that same year became the housekeeper for Duff McKagan's houses in Seattle and Los Angeles. The Unsolved Mysteries tips from Tammy Hill. Mark Lanigan's girlfriend from high school revealed that Mark Lanigan is the killer, even before Joe's book came out. And those tips are from 1997. But I put them together last year, 2025, because of Joe's book coming out last year in 2025. Yeah, in his autobiography, his memoir, yeah, he got paid, they worked it down to 50 grand, and it was Courtney Love, and she helped him with the rehabs and everything and a record deal in 1997. Same year that El Duce was killed for talking about the 50 grand thing. So other YouTubers dismissing this only makes it that we have the inside scoop. So if anyone even wants to work on me with like an article or getting this out in a way that will get a lot of attention, let's do it. Because the Who Killed Kurt people don't want to do it. So if you want to work with me and the eyewitness Joe Burns in getting this out, if you have any connections in the media, let's do it. I can even get Harvey on board as well. Harvey Ottinger, Kurt Cobain's limo driver, who drove him from the house to the Seattle SeaTac airport. It's just like with Callie. Oh, I'm going to give him 25 or 50 grand for him to go to rehab for 3 days and become sober and suddenly live his life as a perfect sober person. Bullshit. That's an excuse to just give him the money. And her tossing out 50 grand is nothing since Kurt was worth millions, hundreds of millions. Anybody could be a distraction like Alan Wrench. Because that made us look at Alan Wrench for the whole time. And that's not even his real name. That's the name of a tool, Allen Wrench. An Allen Wrench. He's literally trolling us with his name as well. And that would be, who would that link back to? Courtney Love. The person with the 50 grand that we have to focus on is Mark Lanigan. And the Guns N' Roses gang stalking. And that links back to Duff McKagan and Mark Lanigan, the killer of Kurt Cobain. And so we should get this out there in a big way. Even though Who Killed Kurt official wants to deny it, they have the eyewitness on tape talking about it. And people are still trying to act like, oh, is this really him and all that? It fucking is. Look at the book too. That's not AI or anything. You can buy it on fucking Amazon. You can even download a PDF of it on Scribd.com. It's there. Yes, we have AI now. And yes, we have people that I've even made photo edits and video edits before AI came out. But there's also real information that is out there too, and we can put it out there in a creative way. And I've been doing that. I've been putting it out straightforwardly, even in my posts. But then I've also been making videos so that people really become interested in what they're hearing, because it matters. Kurt didn't kill himself. He wasn't a suicidal, depressed junkie. And the people that really did this, the A-lister celebrities with their blue checkmark profiles, feeling so great every day, shouldn't feel that way at all. Yeah, they did hate Guns N' Roses. And the groupie that killed El Duce was a Guns N' Roses groupie, according to Hank's book. Yeah, they did. And they were the opposite of Kurt Cobain. They were really sexist, and Kurt was against that. Unfortunately, Courtney was against it, but she became politicized with it, weaponized with it. And now she's part of the A-lister Jeffrey Epstein political fucking scum who used her up with anything that people in the world cared about. Oh, you care about this? Okay, let's control that person who's the talking point of it and make them believe this and everything and get everyone to suddenly be like this. If anything's or anyone's trying to get you to hate, you shouldn't be in a state of hate. It's just going to hurt you. And people are making money off of that at the same time. It's ridiculous. Yeah, his own name, he is a distraction. Alan Wrench is like a troll. They're trolling us. Courtney is trolling us. You could even see him, I could even see him admitting that based on what he said before in videos with him that are recorded on film. Allen wrench is like a tool, like an Allen wrench that you use for a bicycle or something to fix things. So he's like a fixer, fixing by being a distraction. The real focus is on Mark Lanigan and Dylan Carlson. He is a tool, yeah. Hey, Chloe. So it's like right in our faces, making fun of us and putting the distraction right in front of us. It's so easy once you realize these were kids in their 20s and 30s that are throwing distractions our way, and they're on drugs right at the same time they're doing it. Hey, yeah. They just don't want to get caught with what they did. They're going to layer so much shit on top of it so we don't look at the base of what they did. In the basement and greenhouse and the morgue and after so with his name and legacy. Right, when I see Axl Rose in 2017 wearing a Nirvana t-shirt, that actually made me cry. Like he would regret being a bully back in the 90s, obviously, and he's older and wiser in his 50s now. I've never had a dream of Kurt Cobain being any older than when he died. I've even had dreams of Eric and Dylan from Columbine. I had one where Eric was in like this group house home, and I gave him a hug, and he said, "Thank you, Zach." And I actually show him love, even though the world hates him. And I feel like I could do that with Mark Lanigan's spirit too, and I want to, and I am. Columbine really scared me because I was 7 years old in 2000, and I had nightmares of Dylan and Eric, the shooters. But I know lucid dreaming is real even because of them. They made me realize over time not to be afraid of them. I remember dreams of them telling me not to be afraid of them because I would wake up screaming after seeing all that stuff on the news in the year 1999, 2000. Because I was only like 6, 7 years old. And the dreams with them continue to this day. I had a really disturbing dream of me and Dylan Klebold from Columbine. We were in a kitchen, a nice, good house with like workers around, mental health workers. And she was helping us. And then I looked at a camera. There was a camera on a kitchen table, and I picked it up. Dylan was looking at like cookies or something and taking some. But I picked up this camera, and there was blood on it suddenly. And suddenly I had a vision of a victim's blood from the Columbine shooting. It was really disturbing. So like even, and then I had a dream. This is gonna sound nuts, but I had a dream with Eric Harris from Columbine and other reptilian beings partying and dancing with music on a keyboard. That happened when I was in jail, when Sarah Silverman had me charged and arrested and sent to jail. My dreams were crazy right then. Even dreaming of Chris Novoselic saying, "Did they say anything about November 23rd?" And then 2 months or 3 months later, my lawyer calls me and says, "Okay, we're going to court on November 23rd. You don't think you're still getting messages in your dreams, do you?" And I was like, whoa. Yeah, I literally had to say, no, I don't believe it. Yeah, it was Sarah Silverman, the comedian, had me charged and arrested and sent to jail, sent to the Toronto Self-Detention Center in 2023 for 7 months, where now they're holding, in the same pod that I was in, they're holding Jacob Hoggard from Headley here in Toronto. Would have been cool to be there with him just to hear him sing, but yeah, if you look on my YouTube channel and you see the links, you'll see the Dropbox links, and I have my court documents with Sarah Silverman in them. I think that was mainly the reason why Danny felt interested in speaking with me, because he knew it would reach Courtney's friends. Yeah, and now when I got out, I found Danny, and when I got out of jail, I came across Chris Todd's video and Danny and Joe. And I contacted Danny. I befriended him for over a year, and Joe at the same time. And Danny is definitely not one of the killers, but it's crazy what I've gotten myself involved in. I mean, all of it together. Even the Isaac Cappy case, which links to the Sarah Silverman thing. My breakdown regarding all that stuff. And the Epstein stuff, unfortunately. Zionist, Mossad stuff. It's so stressful, I don't even like to focus on it. I don't even like to think about it. I focus mainly on Kurt's case and helping Joe, and my just making good YouTube videos. But I want to do an article about it, everything that happened that I've been through, and include Mark Lanigan's name when I speak about Joe and the work I've done with him. But everyone I contact, media-wise in Toronto, even with Harvey and Joe CC'd in it, are not responding back to me. And the Toronto Star actually blocked me. They blocked my fucking email. Mm-hmm. And I've had these weird reptilian dreams even when all this court stuff was going on and before. And it's really weird. And you can look at my YouTube channel, look at my description, look at the links, and click the Dropbox link. And you'll see my court documents with Sarah Silverman from 2023 that spanned from like 2021 to 2023, actually to last year. This year, actually. Actually, no, last year, December 23rd. That's when I finally got off of probation. I was sending video recordings and audio recordings of my voice to her and just saying, like, this needs to get out, and being like, oh, you're a victim, and oh, you're part of this Epstein stuff, fuck you. Basically, like we all do, even to Courtney Love. But I actually went really far with it and threatened the person, so let me see. 1 second. Sarah, whatever. More. So if you look on my main page and you see the links, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links. Go to the 7th link on my main page where it says more. I have to log back into that one too. I'm going to put my other court document with Sarah in it. I had it in there, but I deleted it because I'm like, maybe this is too personal. But fuck it. We just need the media to listen to me and not fucking block my email. But I don't really like the media based on people like Chris Todd and the dream even you had, Bob. That's really how they are. And yeah. I don't really want that. It's like Kurt Cobain, I want it, but I don't want it because it's like the assholes all control it. Here, I'll send you a link with the other thing. Just a sec. I'll label it Silverman versus McQuaid.
Oh yeah, all I need is someone to edit out where he stutters and when he presses the record button to record, and when he presses it to stop recording. And the link is also way up in the chat. I'll try to get that again. I'll get that right after this. Save those in case anything ever happens to me. When you read them, you'll understand why I say that. Most people just hear me speaking but don't look into anything that I've actually been through. But when you read it, oh gosh. Right, use the fear as power just like they do. And just like they threaten us, and like how Sam Luffy is like, oh, I've been surveilling you. Like they'll try to shock you and everything and traumatize you. Do it back to them. Do it worse though. Better in a worse way, in a worse, better way. And keep your composure. Don't shake or anything. Feel your spirit guides working through you. Even let them walk through your body at that moment. And deal with it in a way in which you get through it and you're okay afterwards. And you leave them on their fucking heels. You leave the people like Sam Luffy on their heels. Yeah. That's what I learned with people like Thomas Schoenberger and all that. InfoWars, Trump that threatened me, QAnon that threatened me. They want to scare you and shock you into fear. So basically, be like, oh, we've been doing this and you didn't know, ha ha ha, and you're going to get in trouble like this. It's like, they're guilty of so much and they're full of shit. You literally got to call their bluff. And yeah, they'll try to like do really bad things and they've done it to other people, but if you just don't give a fuck, you're a different kind of person to them. It really is just a war, you know? We're
regardless of how people want to control the narrative, it really is just a war going on. Regardless of what they want to say with their words, it's just really a war that is going on. And it's ridiculous. Most of these elite celebrities don't even know about lucid dreaming. They're so in the dark of all this knowledge, but they know about the ritualistic stuff, but they're really just stupid pawns. If they knew anything really spiritually that was real, they wouldn't be a little bitch like that. It's just another form of waking up and going to school and having to be programmed. Them and their Hollywood lifestyle. Yeah, if we can get it done in like this, like it's Saturday right now, but like next week, the week coming up, sometime during then, that would be cool. And it will only like equal up to maybe 15 minutes or so. Once you cut out all the parts of him where he stutters or messes up on his words or presses the record button or presses the send button after, because he was sending them to me on Messenger, the videos, the little video clips, the 30-second clips, and we just got to put them all together in one long video, editing out anything that makes it not look really good. Simply put. And so now I just mainly stay in my apartment and do these videos and sleep all the rest of the time. Thank you, Lewis. Crazy world. Gonna smoke a joint. We'll listen to a song in between that. Alrighty.
Everybody knows that the day is saluted. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor. The rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling like their father or their dog just died. Everybody talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates in the long stem room. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love me, baby. Everybody knows that you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. Give or take a night or two. Everybody knows you've been discreet, but there were so many people you just had to meet without your clothes. And everybody knows.
This is great. Speaking of course, suicide is wrong. The interesting thing about it is how uncomplicated it seems. You know? There you are. You got all these problems swarming around in your brain. Here is one incredibly simple solution. I'm just surprised it doesn't happen every day around here. Now they're going to say I said offing yourself is simple. But no. It's not simple. It's like everything else, you have to read the fine print. For instance, assuming that there is a heaven, who would ever want to go there? You know? I mean, think about it. School year, you're sitting there up on this cloud. It's nice, it's quiet. There's no teachers, there's no parents. But guess what? There's nothing to do. It's fucking boring. Another thing to remember about suicide, it is not a pretty picture. First of all, you shit your shorts, So there you are, dead. People are weeping over you, crying. Girls you never spoke to are saying, why? And you have a load in your shorts. That's the way I see it. Sue me. Now, they're saying I shouldn't think stuff like this. They're saying something is wrong with me, that I should be ashamed. Well, I'm sick of being ashamed. Aren't you?
Sick to death.
I don't mind being dejected and rejected, but I'm not going to be ashamed about it.
Hallelujah.
At least pain is real. You look around, you see nothing is real, but at least pain is real. Even the show isn't real. This isn't me. I'm using a voice disguiser. I'm a phony fuck just like my dad. Just like anybody. You see, the real me is just as worried as the rest of you. They say I'm disturbed. Of course I'm disturbed. We're all disturbed, and if we're not, why not? Doesn't this blend of blindness and blandness want to make you do something crazy? Then why not do something crazy? It makes a hell of a lot more sense than blowing your fucking brains out. Go nuts, go crazy, get creative. You got problems? You just check them. Nuke them. They think you're moody? Make them think you're crazy. Make them think you might snap. They think you got attitude, you show them some real attitude. Go nuts, get crazy. Hey, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, God.
There we go. I agree with that so much. Yeah. Remember that movie with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel, Little Monsters? I'm going to put on the theme song for a bit as I smoke.
Something's happening to me. I can't tell you what it is, but it happens.
Hey, what's with the glasses, Rick Van Winkle?
I have a late night.
I bet you up real late in your science project.
Actually, I never thought of it that way.
Well, mine's all finished.
Great.
Oh, put pits in my apple juice!
Flaming up be here tomorrow. Daylight washes them away. But tonight we've got each other. On a moonlight run to the midnight sun. That's the magic of the night. That's the magic. That's the magic whenever I need. That's the magic of the night. And I never felt it like
Natural. No holds barred, down the wood, no assembly required, natural.
What?
What do you think? Jeez, I thought I was quick, but you, Scooby-Doo, you're already moving through the shadows.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No.
No.
You pulled me through.
Get out of town. Fine. Don't believe me, but I'm telling you one thing, buddy boy. It was a lot easier pulling you through tonight than it was last night.
And they're talking about lucid dreaming even in that movie Little Monsters from the 80s with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel, pulling you in to the dream. I'm going to go tonight. I'm going to pass out. But I'll be back in the morning. And we'll go over some more research like the Lanigan stuff. I'll try to put a really good video together about it, even better than before. Try to get work on some articles being put out there. Then all these YouTubers will pick up on the articles and we'll start doing videos on them, which is what we need. The attention based on Joe's full testimony, Mark Lanigan's involvement, and the Unsolved Mysteries tips, and Tammy Hill. And then everything else will, people link it together, like the last album and everything in his book. We'll speak about that too in an article. Toronto Star blocked me, but hopefully we can work together and emailing them and make it happen. We'll work on that tomorrow. Thank you. Sleep well. Thank you, Chloe. And I'll give you my email after tomorrow in the morning or when you're on. Good night, everyone. Yeah, we just got to get the podcast things done. Then Joe is willing to do something like that. So I got to get that done quicker. I'm really behind in it. All right, sleep well. Good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.